All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, who go out throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth in all sincerity, putting your life on the line and risking your life to do so. Shalom. Just another day to chant down Babylon, bring out some of his wicked history, and also go into some of our future as Israelites, right? Israelites, I'm talking to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. You are the chosen people of the Bible, not known as the nation of Yasharallah, Israel. Whether you believe so, care, understand, any of that. If you don't, the Lord has a swift judgment for you coming, and that's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Real quick, I'm gonna put this up raw. This is just a quick video I was watching the other day on YouTube, and it's called Indian Slavery and Unspoken History, going into Brown University, and how he saw, part of the genocide that they did on the nation of Gad, which is one of the northern tribes of Israel, one of the 10 tribes that came over here to the Americas. But we're going to get into that here in a minute. Lord willing, you can see this. Put it up raw. Salaki, I know I'm not the most technologically sound brother, man, but oh, Lord willing, this is still edifying.
Yeah, I'm just wanted to reiterate that. Is an attempt to steal identity. If you change the historic and traditional identity of a person, and the descendants will become confused and not know who they are, and it's a way of amalgamating everyone into this pool of America, sure, of many people of different identities who are now just Americans, and so you lose who you really are. And and one thing that was done in the South that I know of, but probably throughout America, there were state officials that actually changed birth records of Indians, and they would just arbitrarily change it to white or black. My great-great-grandfather and grandmother, their birth certificates say black, and they would probably Cherokee that, because that's our historic lineage, that traditional, the oral tradition of our family is that we're Cherokee on that side, and then their children were changed back to white because then they left based off the right, so that the next generation, it's their birth certificates say white. So how do you figure that out? So yeah, it's a way to steal identity, and it's just part of what the U.S. government has been doing for 500 years.
So wiping out their culture, right?
Yes.
And if we put that term of identity theft into current context, we all know that deals with our resources, that deals with our capital, that deals with our money as well.
Europe has decimated their woods, and one of the big reasons they came here was our gigantic trees to build ships and houses and cathedrals and whatever, and we were in the way. So got to get these people out of the way, then we can take their resources, and so enslave them, ship them out, whatever it takes, so you can get the resources.
Could I
This country's been a capital investment since day one.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, man,
I have a
Mike,
gentleman here. Did I hear a voice
bringing
from
out
over
some
there?
heat right
Yes,
there.
coming over here.
He didn't have a lot of flavor, but man,
Yes, well, I
you
was
never
saying-
know. He was bringing it out on his,
I'm the
on his
descendant of
Edomites.
Choctaw slaves, as well as Pocasset Wampanoag as well. In my research, in trying to reconnect with the heritage of my family, I had to go through a number of records. And what I found within my family on the Choctaw side is that we had a lot of names who we considered at that time Christian names. We didn't realize what the importance of them were. When I came along in the black movement and joined the black movement, we had this move to to take on Pan-African names. And my great-grandmothers, on both sides, on my mother's side and on my father's side, were very upset about it. And I said, well, we're giving up these Christian names, this white man's name. We're not going to keep that stuff. I'm changing all my children's names to this, that, and the other. They said, well, no, you can't do that. But they really could not clearly explain it to me until I got to this point here, 30 years later. I'm doing my genealogical research, and I realized those names were the names of the ancestors that they had taken on. The reason they had taken on, and so to keep the memory.
Get right into the scriptures, right? Because that first gentleman was talking about identity theft, and we all know that the Amalekite, the so-called Ashkenazi, the people that call themselves Jewish today, your Eastern Europeans who converted and stole the land of Israel that is there today from those Arabs, right? The Arabs also that converted to Judaism, whatever they created, is all false. The true chosen people of the Lord are in derision right now, and this will help kind of give some understanding to that. This is Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Right. So if you look at the so-called Jew today, he is not in works, he's not in tribulation, and he's not in poverty. But when it says, but thou art rich, that is talking about we're rich because we're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. It has nothing to do with being rich here. Right? This is our poverty, our tribulation, and our work. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And the reason it says synagogue of Satan, this is originally dealing with Jake. But this is twofold, because that synagogue of Satan is the devil, deceiver, the so-called white man, right? He is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, right? He's the one that does all the bidding and the work for him, just like we do the bidding and the work for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the creator of the planet, right? Let's see, I want to get right to one more. This is Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. And that's going to be in the kingdom of heaven, man. Right? He's going to bring these devils in, and he's going to put them in a harsh slavery, like as they did to us. Right? It says, fill to them double. Double the cup of their slavery and their affliction towards us. They get double, right? So that's exactly what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. Because look what they did to Gad, the nation of Gad, from the nation of Israel, so-called Native Americans. They wiped out 90% of the population on this continent. And that's from all the tribes of Israel, all 12 tribes. Right? So, man, the genocide that they did, man, cannot go unpunished. That's why it says, shall they altogether go unpunished? No, they're gonna be punished. Right? So, this is Job. Here's a part of, actually, let's get into the history of this, because how the Native Americans got over here to this land that was then taken from them and stolen was during the time of the Assyrian Empire and the Syrian captivity, where we split into two, and we ended up coming over here to the land of Assyria. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. Right? But they took this counsel among themselves. Now, Gad was, the northern tribes were like, man, we've been in slavery for a long time, and if we go with these people, they're just going to end up putting us in slavery again. Right? So they had a council amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, right, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river, and the Most High shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Assyria. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. Right? And that's exactly, this land here was Assyria, and that's how they got here, man. Solomon used to have a navy that would come over here and collect peacocks and things that were only found here, and he had them in the time of his rulership, because he had them Africans that were part of his navy fleet that would come over here and do his work for him. And he was the wisest man at the time. Actually, the wisest man to walk this planet, because he was Yahweh Shai in the reincarnation, for those that can understand that. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? So you see that man was talking about how they took